Mod time is here once again for Farming Simulator 25, and today we don't really have a whole lot. 14 mods were released on platforms, only 2 new. We do have 8 updates for you guys though, and PC and Mac players, there are 4 new. New mods for all platforms include the Lizard DFX-32 and the Lizard 8B3. And new for PC and Mac players, we have the Demarec DFX-32, the Olby 8B3, realistic fueling system, and the map Oberthal. So let's start with new mods for all platforms. Get the Lizard DFX-32. There's a PC version of this today as well, so heads up through there. This is a rock breaker and it hooks up to your excavator. So let's go in. We'll take a look at our combinations. You can see all of our excavators. They're available in there. This is pretty cool. So we have the water spraying system. You can add that. That's a yes or a no bit there. We've got the hydraulic hoses, yes or no there as well. We can even change up the different chisel points. That's a new one. I love seeing that. And then we've got colors for all your stuff. Very nice. It does hold 2 liters of water, if you're curious. So I actually misspoke on this, and I apologize. It's not water, it's liquid fertilizer and herbicide. Very, very peculiar. And your only other new one today for all platforms is the Lizard 8B3. This is going to be a tanker for you guys. Holds slurry and digestate. It's actually a spreader. So we have a 10 meter working width at 9 miles an hour. 80 horsepower is required for it. 8,000 liters, of course. And then we've got wheel brands, but that's about it. We could change up the customization. The reason that it's so limited is because there's actually a branded version of this as well. So both of the mods that we got today for all platforms are also branded on PC. Now let's talk updates for all platforms. And we have the IH Magnum 340-400 Series Special Edition FL. This is a Mac Trucker 921 mod, and it's one of those that is wild and crazy. We're going to zoom in on the changelog so you guys can see it. It's 1104. They made the beacon lights selectable, adjusted its visuals, adjusted the volume of the horn, fixed the front shaft compactor wheels floating off the ground, fixed multiple 3M broad track options to the front wheels, which were missing adapters, removed the unneeded transmission gears and the higher horsepower engine configurations, added tension belt support for attaching to trailers, and cleaned up the files and removed redundant text and translations. This is one of my favorite tractors in the game, and if you like playing the way I like to play, definitely check this out if you haven't used it already. Next, we have the Lizard SSM FFI from Fritz. This planter is version 1002. They fixed an issue that prevented the planter from being activated. Next up, Meadow Rollers B481 version 1.1, mod description adjusted and shadow casting corrected. Handcrafted Weight Box version 1.2, fixed the rusted version that could be painted, modified the external cable, and added electrical cables inside the weight. Hoermann Animal Packs 1.3, remove water from the sheep barn, fixed the pallet issues, and fixed texture issues on the sheep barn. Goldcrest Decoration Pack 1001, fixed the grain silo. Farm Buildings Pack version 1002, plan for slurry tank adjusted, minor adjustments to gates, bell trigger for cow shed adjusted, and snow on some buildings fixed. And Constructible woodshed collision updated. So now we're over to new ones for PC and Mac players, and we have the Demarec DFX-32. This is the same rock breaker that we got for all platforms. 2,000 liters of, well, I say water. It's got liquid fertilizer and herbicide listed here, so we misspoke on the crossplay version. We've also got the water spraying system, of course. We have hydraulic hoses on there, and then we've got the chisel point, which can be changed up just like the crossplay version, and we've got colors, the gray and the red can be changed. And we've got the Olby 8B3. This is just like the tanker that we got for crossplay today. It's slurry spreader, slurry and digestate, 8,000 liter capacity, 80 horsepower is required on it with the PTO, 10 meter working width at 9 miles per hour, and we can change up the wheel brands. Got another new one for PC and Mac players. It's called Realistic Fuel System. So there are 2 realistic fuel station types with manual refueling system for FS25. You choose between Classic for convenience or Silo Business Edition for multiplayer economy. Checking out the Classic, it's literally just the exact same as any other fuel station in the game, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. They also say it never runs out, and you would think that maybe that's a little bit interesting that they would mention that, but we'll talk about the other one. It's also got dynamic pricing system, and usually for single farm operation. Again, it's just a silo, well, It's a fuel system. However, the business edition is pretty cool, and this one's more for multiplayer. This one's also for people who like to cheat, like me. So the fuel's drawn directly from silo storage. It's got limited capacity, which must be filled up regularly, automatically stops when the silo runs empty, of course, and strategic fuel management is required for it. So with this one, you can set your own prices as long as you own it, and they fluctuate a lot between 10 cents and $5 per liter. You can change the price anytime you want. There's no automatic price changes like there are with the other one, as you are the one that controls the market, which is pretty interesting. Also, other players can refuel at your station in multiplayer. However, you will get the money for it, which is very, very cool. All sales revenue goes to you. And lastly, today we've got a new one for PC and Mac players called Oberthal. It's a fictional 4X map, partially flat, partially hilly. As you can see, we're going over a hilly area now. Actually, they refer to this as mountainous. I think it's more just hilly, to be fair. There are 88 areas available for purchase, 47 fields ranging from 1.7 to 51 hectares, 4 pre-placed farms on the map. You've also got all production facilities, which will require electrical energy to run. So heads up there. There's also 60 pre-built productions on the map. There's a lot of them. 28 cell areas, 1 forestry area with a sawmill, and so much more. There's also 6 required mods. One of them is the map's supplementary package mod. They do say that version 1.1 is required, and if you use any earlier versions, the map won't load. So heads up there, everything can be downloaded from the mod hub as per usual. This is your PDA. We'll pop over, take a look at our normal stuff. Do we have any new crops? We got onions in there. I can't remember. I don't think that I selected the Highlands Fishing DLC. So, I guess there's an easy way to find out, isn't there? Is it in here? No. So onions are actually on the map. Very interesting. That's not a normal thing. Pretty cool indeed. Jumping over to farmlands that we own. Looks like we've got a huge chunk over here on the right hand side because this is a 4X map. These are big fields as well. Look at that, 35 acres for that, 864 grand, 1.2 million for that one, 1.1 and 1.094. Big stuff going on there. We've also got our main farm right here, Farmland 49. If we visit that and pop up, we can take a look and see we've got huge silo systems on here, quite a few different areas, and we're kind of what feels like on the edge of an island almost. We're definitely on top of the world up here on our own farm, which is pretty cool. As we mentioned, 60 different goodness gracious facilities. If we jump into productions, you can see they are everywhere. Boom, 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 all around the town and even down here. I don't know if that's 60 or not, but there's definitely a bunch on there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and deselect and select all. Let's just jump straight down here. Oh, wow. Maybe that is 60. So we've got 5 owned by default. We got the carport with power generators. That's cool. Sun energy goes in. Electrical charge goes out. I don't know how much is in there. I fast forwarded time in game 2 hours, so gives you an idea. We also have an energy storage here where we can store things, and then we have the smaller fermenter here. We have a grass dryer, and we have the sugar beet chopper, so that is pretty cool as well. And then here are all of your productions that are not owned by default. I don't know if that's 60 or not, but there's definitely a bunch in there. Let's do our normal thing. We'll take a look at the crop calendar. So here is that, so you can get an idea of what to expect. As far as animals go, by default, we've got a sheep barn large, chicken coop. We've got a cow barn with a Lely feeding robot and a pigsty large. Here are your contracts, and they are decent, I would say. These fields are pretty big, so the fact that we're not getting like insane, at least it feels like there's not an insane amount of money. I don't know. Maybe we're lacking a little bit there. Not quite sure. And then as far as our own vehicles, we don't get a whole lot, but I think we get enough. Some of the stuff's pretty big. Some of it's a little smaller than I would have expected, but nonetheless, you do get a decent chunk of stuff to start with. It's a pretty basic map, as we mentioned. It is a fictional style map, so it's not based off of anything. It is just made for Farming Simulator. And as per usual, here are your 6 required mods. And that is it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. A little bit of a shorter mod video, not a whole lot going on with it, but it is nice to see early mods releasing once again. I've not gone through and looked at the news stuff yet, so we'll be doing that after this video is out. Could be like yesterday where there is no news just because there's, well, no news. I can't invent the news. I wish that I could, but I want to make sure you guys know what's going on for real. Nonetheless, I just hope that this is a great start to your day. Hope you have an awesome rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.